Number 1 on the left means that you're adjusting the running mode. And number 3 on the right means that you have selected for reverse setting. Welcome to Big Song Hobbies. Today I'll be showing you how to set up Hobbywing 1080 ESC and which settings I use for crawling with my RC Trucks Element RC Enduro Sendero and HGP 407. For brush setup, Hobbywing 1080 ESC has to be one of the best value ESC out in the market. It's fairly tiny in size with metal construction, it's waterproof, includes a separate on and off switch, 2S and 3S ready. It handles 6 volt and 7.4 volt BEC voltage, and comes with a separate program card that allows you to easily set 15 different parameters. And all of these features comes for only around $42. Here's the program card. It allows you to easily switch parameters and settings using 4 simple buttons: item, value, reset, and OK button. Let's get into how to program Hobbywing 1080 ESC. Make sure the transmitter and the ESC is turned off. Connect the program card using the attached connector and plug it into the ESC, making sure that the black wire is on the outside edge. Turn on the transmitter. Then turn on the ESC. You will know that the polarity is good when you see the numbers in the item and the value boxes. Number on the left is the item or parameter, and the number on the right is the value or setting for the parameter. For example, number 1 on the left means that you're adjusting the running mode, and number 3 on the right means that you have selected for reverse setting, which means that when you pull on the throttle, it will go forward, and when you push away the throttle, it will go reverse. If you're changing the setting, make sure to press the OK button to save it. To move to the next, press the item button, then choose the value and save as needed. Now let's go over the settings for each parameters that I use on my RC crawlers. Number 1, running mode. There are 3 options. Option 1 is forward brake. Option 2 is for reverse brake. And option 3 is for reverse. For crawlers, you want to be able to go forward and reverse, which is offered in option 2 and 3. But in option 2, you'll need to tap twice to go into reverse. So for my crawlers, I've set it at option number 3, forward and reverse. Now let's look into item number 2, battery type. You press item to go to the next one. For battery type, there are 2 options. 1 is LiPo, 2 is nickel metal hydride. For most of us, we'll be using LiPo. What this parameter does is it basically allows you to set the battery cutoff voltage. It's especially important for LiPo batteries, as you don't want to get the LiPo batteries below 3 volt per cell. Number 3, cutoff voltage. This sets the voltage at which the ESC lowers or removes the power to the motor in order to either keep the battery at a safe minimum high voltage, especially for LiPo batteries. Basically, the ESC monitors the battery voltage all the time, and it will immediately cut off the output when the voltage goes below the cutoff threshold. I set mine at number 3 auto medium, which activates low voltage cutoff at around 3.3 volts per cell, which allows me to get the most out of the battery while maintaining some decent buffer zone. With auto low, there is no buffer and risks entering into danger zone, damaging the LiPo battery. With auto high, the low voltage cuts off at around 3.5 volts, provides good protection, but shortens the runtime. Number 4, initial start force. It's the initial force when you pull the throttle trigger from neutral position. It can effectively prevent vehicle from sliding when you apply a low throttle amount. I have mine set at option number 2 at 2%. Number 5, max forward force. Here I kept the default of 100%. It's the fourth when your throttle trigger is at the full throttle position. You can lower down the value for better driving feel or control when you drive a crawler over difficult terrains. But since I'm able to control this with my transmitter, I kept it at 100%. Only time that I can see using lower options would be if you are handing over the RC to your young kids and you might want to set it at 25%. Number 6, max reverse force. This affects the reverse speed. Different reverse amount will bring different reversing speed. I have mine set at option number 3, which is 75%, which seems to work well for me. Number 7, max brake force. The ESC provides proportional braking function, and a good transmitter will allow you good modulation. Don't limit yourself on this. I have set to option 9, which is 100% for max braking power. If you find yourself on steep descent that the harsh braking is causing you issues, then adjust accordingly. One thing to be aware though, although large amount will shorten the braking time, but it may damage your pinion and spur over time, so choose carefully. Number 8, initial brake force. As you can see here, I had the value at 5, which is at 25%. This is also known as a minimum brake force. It is the force when pushing the throttle trigger from neutral zone to the initial brake position. I'm finding it over time that I don't need a medium value at 25%, but actually a option number 1, which is 0%, should be good enough. In order to change, you'll press the value. Each time you press, it will go up 1. And when you have the right value that you want, you press OK to save. Number 9, drag brake. Drag brake is the braking power produced when releasing the throttle to neutral zone. Drag brake is what differentiates between RC crawlers versus normal ESC. As you are descending down, you let go of the throttle, the ESC will control the braking and stop from rolling down the hill. This was one of the main reasons why I decided to swipe out the ESC on my RC truck, and I take full advantage of it by setting it to option 9, 100% drag brake. Number 10, drag brake rate. It's the rate at which the drag brake increases from 0 to the preset value. It can make the vehicle stop stably. Level 1 is very soft and level 9 is very aggressive. For me, option 4 at mid-level seems to work well. Number 11, neutral range. It says how sensitive your transmitter is at neutral position. Not all transmitters have the same stability at neutral position. If you have a touchy transmitter, this is where you would adjust it. Therefore, adjust this parameter as per your preference. For me, option 4 seems to work well on my FlySky FS GT3B. Item number 12, start mode punch. You can choose the punch from level 1, which is very soft, to level 9, which is very aggressive, as per the track, tires, grip, your preference, and etc. This feature is very useful for preventing tires from slipping during the starting up process. In addition, level 4 and 5 have strict requirements on battery's discharge capability. It may affect the starting up if the battery discharges poorly and cannot provide the large current in short time. For me, I've set it at mid-level at level 5. Item number 13, pulse width modulation frequency. The acceleration will be more aggressive at the initial stage when the drive frequency is low. A higher drive frequency is smoother, but this will create more heat to the ESC. For me, I have set it at option 4, which is 8000 frequency. Item 14, battery eliminator circuit voltage. This is another big feature of 1080 ESC. The BEC powers the servos and it offers two options. It can power at 6 volt, which is applicable to ordinary servos, and also offers 7.4 volt, which is applicable to a high voltage servos. If your servo can handle 7.4 volts, then it's basically 23% boost to the power. Please note to check your servo before choosing, as your servos may burn out due to the high voltage if you go with the option 2. Number 15, freewheeling. For regular vehicles, I recommend disabling this function. Once disabled, your vehicle can have quick acceleration, but for a crawler, I suggest you enable it. Your crawler can have better linearity during a low speed running and also will have less heat. Now that all the settings have been chosen, make sure to turn off the ESC, then the transmitter, and unplug the program card connector. All your settings are now saved to the ESC. I'll post a summary of my crawling settings in the description below so that you can easily reference them. If you found the information useful, please like and subscribe, and make sure to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching Big Hobbies.